Hello and welcome to another episode of MS Dossing Around here on the channel. I'm recording this commentary again at work, so if you do hear some sounds I might have to answer the phone, or if you hear some sound, I've got the window open, there's no aircon here, so you might hear some peripheral sound from outside. There's a bit of work going on in the city at the moment, so yeah, you might hear that. But I'm not sure what day this is coming out because I'm trying to record a few for this week. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get out. I'm hoping 5 Monday to Friday, but if it's maybe just a couple, I may work around that. I'm not too sure. Depends on my time in the build up. But today we are looking at where in the world or where on earth, where in the world is Carmen, San Diego? Now I remember this primarily as a TV show.
Where on earth is Carmen, San Diego?
I mean, I was probably towards the end as I was starting to watch those sort of things. I had Nickelodeon and stuff like that. I think it was on Nickelodeon, and it was basically just trying to track down using clues to find the criminal who had committed the crime. And that's basically what this game is. It's a bit of it's a hint of an educational side to it. I never played it back in the day, but I had it in my again, it's from an abandonware website. I'll put the link in the description to the game, and you can play it with DOSBox. That's what I'm playing on here. And I've had a few goes at this, and I've struggled to actually. I mean, the questions themselves not too much of a problem. As we're starting here in London, and you have to fill in the computer there with the clues you get along the way. Now, I wasn't doing that the first couple of times, and at the end you have to issue a warrant and track them down. So you won't see the fails. There's lots of fails where I had all the clues, followed them to the right place, but just didn't arrest them. So you can see here we're going to from London, reading the clues. We've put in that, I think it's from the first clue, I think they were a male, so we've ticked that in the crime computer. You can go to the different places and they give you various clues, and then from there you click the depart button and it gives you a list of options to go to, and using those clues you have to go to the right place. Now here I can't remember what the clues said. One said a green and white flag and something about volcanoes. So looking at the clues, I think that was Kathmandu, but I think I may have gone to the wrong place here. And you're on a time limit as well. You start on the Monday, I think, and you have to have it solved and track them down by the Sunday. And every time you fly somewhere, you lose a bit of time. Every time you go to a place within that city or town, you lose a bit of time. Every time you do something, you lose a little bit of time. You can see the time in the top left there. So we're in Paris, and I think I've gone to the wrong place. So we go here, and they'll say, never seen that person we're looking for. So we've made a mistake. I don't waste any more time here, just trying to figure out the buttons to get back. So we have to go back to London. You can't fly on you can't choose one of the other two. You have to go back to London, wasting time. And then from there, you have to then choose the right option. Was it Moroni? I didn't see the clues to start with, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, active volcano, so it must have been Moroni. So we go to visit the places. It's 3 PM on the Tuesday, and you can see there a little fog appears showing we're on the right track. Yeah. So sports club, Pindus Mountains. I've got a funny feeling that's Greece. Top of my head. And to see it, she asked Pindus Mountains. She had a driver along, so it's assuming there's a vehicle in there. We have to put that in the crime computer, or he, at some point. And she, so it's a woman, yeah. Black market price for drachmas, yeah. So it's definitely Greece. Female, it mentioned the hair. Then I think vehicle we didn't have, hobbies, nothing like that. We don't have just yet. So from there we go to Athens in Greece. Still on the drachmas, not in the euros. This is such an old game. You do see some old currencies and things like that, just things that don't exist anymore mentioned. It might even pop up in this one. It might be in the old ones that I did record, but not showing. But I'm not too sure. So we're gonna head on to wherever it was. Suspicious person planned to sleep in the Sultan's palace. She had brown hair, so we've had that clue already. I mean, if you want to speed things up and you know where you're going, and you can go through, and if you know where you're going, but you could miss out on other clues that you to put in the computer. So it's probably best off if you know where you're going, you've got the answers, you know what you're looking for, then obviously you have the time to go to every place. It's when you start going to wrong places that the time starts disappearing from you. It's a Kurdish kinship system, so that's going to be somewhere. Kurdish is like on the border. Was it Turkey and figgy pudding? Turkey, I think, and like Iraq, Iran, Istanbul. So it must be Istanbul, I assume. Fairly sure. We'll see from the first question we ask if they know who we're talking about. But yeah, the key to getting that warrant is having as much information in that crime computer filled out as you can. We could compute it now and it would give us a list of suspects, but you have to have it narrowed down to that one suspect. So it's just a case of sort of knowing where you're going, a bit of education there, and also just spotting the clues and making sure you put them in. Playing with a red and white flag on its wing, she bragged about dangerous sports. So there are dangerous sports in there, but it hasn't specified yet, so we can't go with that. So we go to Palace for another clue. It's now the Thursday, 3 PM. A red and white flag. So that's Lima, isn't it? It's Peru. Do I go to the wrong place here? Nope, I do. I go to Lima. Figgy pudding. The figs come from there? They must do, but it was the flag that gave me that one. I have to admit, on a couple of the other recordings, there were a few places that you can see there the dagger comes across. We're in the right place. And I think when the dagger, this means we're getting close. So you have to start thinking about getting the warrant there. And clearly, we haven't got anything to narrow it down. I'm sure we'll get a few suspects here. So it's this point here where you start getting close, and if you don't solve it, it's game over, basically. So an axe comes across. Is there anything that could narrow it down a little bit more? Nope. I love the little words they use, gumshoe and all that. And so we're still down to the 3 suspects. I mean, in theory, I could go through. We've got a little bit of time. I think the next press would be where you have to have it sorted by. So we could go through and tick a few of those. I don't think I'd do that. Maybe I do. Do I try skydiving? Dangerous hobby, dangerous sport, that mentioned. It eliminates all, so we know it's not that. Because we had 3 before, obviously. So we can maybe put the mountain climbing in. Perhaps because they've been to visit volcanoes, that would explain the mountain climbing, perhaps. Brings us down to 2 suspects. And I think this is where you track them down. Yep, there they are. It's a like the suspicious clothing of the brown mac and the hat and very Pink Panther-esque, I guess. So yeah, as you can see, the cops chased them down. We're in the right place. We did make the arrest. Oh well, we didn't make the arrest because there was no warrant to make the arrest. Even though you've got all the clues and all the information, you can't do it. So that's the end of that try. Like I said, I had many goes trying to do this. So yeah, without a warrant, we caught the person. Without a warrant, we couldn't make a legal arrest. So the gang gets away. So we crack on with another game. So we say yes here. And hopefully, we were hoping at this stage that we would know where we were going, not lose too much time, and just basically get a good game where the information is sort of a bit free-flowing. Sometimes you get a good bit of information playing, sometimes you don't. And it took me so long to realise you had to put it in that computer and issue the warrant to do it. I mean, I've got about 3 or 4 files, all about the same length as this video. Just the game just ends and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But I got there eventually. I mean, I was playing it at work as well, so it wasn't like I was fully focused. For this one, I was in the office on my own, and I should have recorded the audio with it really, but I didn't have my microphone with me. I do sometimes bring it in. But yes, we've got the same sort of suspects. Again, very sort of 1930s, 1940s American gangster names. Dazzle Annie and Lady Agatha, maybe not so much. But Carmen Sandiego's in there. I'm not sure if you can actually eventually catch up to her. I think each time you complete a level, you do move up in ranking. So we're rookie at the moment. When we won one, which I think is this one. Looking at the length of time left, it must be. So Stephen the First, that's over in... Was that the clue that gave me the answer? I can't remember. I'll know when I see the options. we're starting in San Marino today. She, so we know it's a woman, red, white and green flags off. So it's Budapest. Right, okay, it's Hungary. Not too much of a journey to fly. So we should get a little sign we're on the right track. We do, we get the little criminal just there, creeping away. So a vile henchman. Is vile the name of the gang that was in Carmen? Quite possibly. She was practicing lap pronunciation. Yeah, I don't think that clue gave it away for me. Speedboats, we know the vehicle. And I made a mistake here as well. I didn't read the rest of the clue. I literally went straight to adding the information in and didn't read the blue and red flag across. That's Norway. Dangerous sports. And I don't think I've put the vehicle in here. I think I made a double mistake. So we know speedboat is there. Hopefully I'll go and do it now. Doesn't look like I have. So I could have absolutely jeopardised this mission, if you like. But we're on the right track still. As he does his, I love that little dance. That's just quality. That's amazing. My sources tell me about cruising the Rio Grande. That's Mexico, isn't it? Mexico City, I assume. Reliable source told me she flew off in a plane. Oh, so it's a plane now. We've read. But again, we're not putting it in the computer. So this could have gone very, very wrong. Oh, it's so hot. I'm recording this, what was it, the 26th of July. I think it's the hottest day of the year so far, and I think tomorrow's the Friday. It's supposed to be even worse. There's no aircon in the office, hence why I've had to keep the windows open. You might hear a few bits. But yeah. Can't study wombat mortality rate. I mean, that's over in wombats. They're what, like Australia way? Somewhere over there, I think. Playing with a red, white and blue flag. That would match up. And she's now on a motorbike. So that would have changed multiple times. My sources tell me she planned to corner the wall market and a motorcycle, but we're not putting it in. I don't know what we're doing. We're just skipping the clues and not adding them in. I mean, it's changed a few times, but we should still be putting it in there. So we're on the Thursday now. And are we going to put some clues? We're still not putting them in either. Oh, so we know we're in the right place now. This is where it's coming to get into the grind of it now. Watch your step. That's very nice of you, pal. And we're into Friday morning. Another dagger. We're not going to get any clues now. The word's out. You're getting too close. Gumshoe. I don't know where this all comes from. So we did put motorcycle in there. Did we put that earlier on? But it changed to speedboat and all that. And we didn't change it. But those two clues give us Catherine's rib. And that should be that. There they are, running away. There goes suspect, and that should... I think that should be it. I'm looking at the video time at the bottom as I'm playing it, watching it back, recording this audio, and it seems like there's quite a bit of time left, so I'm not too sure what's going on. Good thing with this one has got the sound as well. I've just picked up on. I've taken mute off. You might actually be picking it up secondary on here as well. Hopefully not. But obviously the other game I think Cannon Fodder, I don't know if that had sound. It may not have done. And I don't think Dino Park Tycoon did either. I had to lay some sound over. But as you can see there, we've got the arrest behind bars. So I think you have to go through and put the whole gang behind, maybe, to complete the game. That's possibly it. Or maybe it goes on and on. Oh, I know. Well, there's a bit more time. There's a little bonus bit at the end of the mission. So she had the loot, 4th century Monks Road, which we returned to the grateful residents of San Marino. So yeah, we get here and there's like there's a little section for stop dossiers and acme and stuff like that. I think you're supposed to use that, but it was a question luckily I knew the answer for, so I didn't need to go rooting around too much. So we've earned a promotion. Before you're promoted, you have one more clue to unravel. Okay, get on with it. Use the World Almanac and Book of Facts to help you find the missing words in the following sentences. I mean, Almanac, I love that word. It just reminds me of Back to the Future, probably my favourite film. Idaho is known as I think it's the Gem State. Is Gem State? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That, isn't it? Yeah. I've got my boss is an American. He actually came in around the end of the time I was recording this. It got to this point. I just went, oh, what's Idaho known as? And he just knew. Don't know how or why. So I didn't actually know it. I just didn't have to refer to the book and go searching, so I could type it straight in and sort of wrap up this case and this clue very, very quickly. Gem State, didn't know that. Yeah, I actually started typing it here. I don't know why, because I knew I was going to be doing the commentary and adding it in. I knew I wrote it down somewhere, I just didn't know it was in the game. I can't spell beside, it seems. Sat beside me, yeah. And a smiley face before we whack in Gem. There we go. The new rank is Sleuth. 4 more cases until your next promotion. So I presume that's to then put the gang away and end the game. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, this Carmen San Diego video on MS DOSing around, please drop a like on the channel. Please drop a sub as well while you're there. If you've got any ideas for any other games you'd like me to try and do, hopefully some of them might be getting done this week, some of the bigger ones. I've got a few discs still rather than actual abandonware, so I'm going to try and do some of those at home, maybe with live audio, so I can get them recorded a bit quicker, and it's just a case of editing them and uploading them then. While you're there, drop any comments. Did you play this game? Do you remember it? Do you remember the TV show perhaps? I mean, it was on during the sort of early to mid 90s. I seem to record Nickelodeon, like I mentioned. So yeah, just let me know. And other than that, really, until the next episode of MS DOSing Around, which I'm hoping will be tomorrow as you're watching this. If not, it's probably going to be maybe 2 or 3 episodes this week. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just hoping. I'll see you next time. So yeah, take care.